It's out in them boys and girls and loke dogs out there in YouTube land. Had a customer call up and order up a fresh build so that he can get on some Florida hogs. Gonna take this new in the box Umarex Gauntlet 30 cal, tear it down, rebuild it up as a Florida hog terminator. Alright, so there she is. Let's tear it down. Oh damn. Bolt's already stripped. Looks like somebody in China don't know how to use a power tool. Gonna have to get that out somehow. America, gotta start building these. Voila. Alright, so this is the part that we wanted. Everything else can go by the wayside. Alright, so this is the heart of the Gauntlet 2 30 cal. This is what we wanted right here. This is all we need to get started. Everything else gonna be from Terminator Productions. So let's get this party started. Alright, so next thing we're gonna focus on is the trigger. Trigger on these Gauntlet 30s is pretty stiff. You don't really want like a hair trigger target setup. You want something a little bit stiffer, but you don't want it too stiff to where you pull the shot, you know, mess up your shot placement. So I've got the Terminator trigger right here. We're going to swap out for it. It's just an OEM trigger that's been tuned to perfection, that is. A little bit of silicone grease on that sear. So with the front trigger housing screw in, I'm going to leave the back one out for now so that I can replace the OEM power adjuster with the new and improved Terminator power adjuster. Very easy and simple to install. Just the upper and lower screws. Install the new Terminator power adjuster. Reinstall the screws, and what that'll give you is a wider range of adjustability over the OEM power adjuster. This way we can get both high power, max power, but also lower power than OEM in case if we want to tune down for lower down our muzzle report, or just lower down our muzzle energy, foot pounds overall, for sniping on maybe smaller quarry, or if you're doing some target plinking in the yard. You don't want to make a big disturbance with all the noise that the full 110, 115 foot pounds tends to kick out. You know, when you're running this thing at max power, it's almost like a cannon. It's like a boom, you know. There's things you can do to quiet it down, which we'll get into, but one thing is just tuning it down. It really improves the versatility of this here piece of kit. Now we'll put the lower trigger housing screw back in, which ties into the Umarex power adjuster. Snug that up. You don't have to over tighten these, just snug them up. Alright, so that's it for the main body. We've got a performance tuned trigger, terminated power adjuster. Customer requested his terminated Gtac stock to be set up in army green and black. That's it right here. We're going to just install this real quick. So putting the switch to the safe position, it should just drop right on. There's 3 screws that hold it together, just like the OEM stock. The 2 front ones in the OEM location. And then one right in the center, bottom. Alright, it's starting to look like something now. So for this build, we're going to put a 300cc bottle and a 2400 psi reg. Snug that up all the way. Bam! Check it, dog. Alright, alright. Starting to look like something. Okay, we're going to set this puppy up with an M-LOK bipod using the slots built in to the Terminator Gtac stock. The fore end's also got a 6-inch Picatinny rail for clip-on style bipods. Just click those in, snug them up, make sure the backside nuts rotate 90 degrees. And just give them a bit of a snug. Beauty. Alright, so now we have an adjustable shoulder rest, ergonomic pistol grip, good way to set our rifle down in the field without laying it in the dirt, or if we're propped up on a ledge, we can utilize the bipod. If the ledge is a little bit crooked, you know, you can always adjust your bipod legs, like one more than the other, to get your sights to sit level. So that's real nice about these adjustable bipods. You can adjust them forward or back. You know, if your ledge is more back that you have to rest on, you can adjust these, angle them back. But for max stability, I like to run them in this position right here. So yeah, very versatile, a lot more useful setup than what we had out of the box. A lot lighter, shorter and compact and adjustable. Got the performance trigger on there now. Bam, super light pull. So we'll put some air in this and get it set up. So we're not done with this build quite yet. Now one thing I've noticed is when you're trying to work inside a hunting blind and you're trying to move around with your kit, a lot of times the blinds are really small. So with a barrel and shroud that's this long, it could be pretty hard to get in there and move around. And then also too, when you stick it out the window of the hide, if you have a really long barrel and it's just sticking out there, it's kind of like the quarry can spot that better. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a carbine barrel. So I'll just loosen the 2 screws on top of the Picatinny rail. that lock the barrel in, and then I'll just carefully wiggle that out. There we go. These barrels are real high quality. They're very accurate with a whole bunch of different projectiles. So really dig these barrels. But yeah, they're a little on the long side for working out of a hide. So I got to take this barrel into the machine shop, and then I'll get back at you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, we're back from the machine shop now, and with a professionally shortened and recrowned barrel. It's looking real nice. Also shortened a shroud to match. So we ended up taking this much off. Make for a really easily to maneuver and compact carbine type Florida hog sleigh. Alright, so I'm just going to put a little bit of silicone grease on these barrel O-rings, reinstall it into the action. I'm going to pull these grub screws out so that I can eyeball the dimples, make sure the barrel's straight up and down. Yep, there she is. Snug goes up. Got a couple of Terminator harmonic dampeners on that barrel. The harmonic kits work real good for precision and accuracy, point of impact. We have them for Gauntlet and Avenger. I'll leave a link in the description below. Got the shroud retapped on the back. There we go. Had to take the bottle off to get a better purchase on that shroud. Those grommets in there. It's a little stiffer to rethread back on. But yep. Put the thread adapter on there for the front muzzle. I like this thread adapter because it has an O-ring inside there, centering that muzzle perfectly in the shroud. So together with that and the harmonics dampeners in there, keeps the barrel just right in the middle where you want it, so you don't end up having any pellet clipping on your LDC. And you have real good harmonics dampening in there. So yeah, there she is. Short and compact carbine setup. Be able to maneuver it around inside your blind, and then with the Terminator power adjuster, we'll be able to adjust the power to the conditions, the noise requirements, the size of the quarry, or the projectile. So yeah, getting there. Just got one more thing to add to this overall piece of kit, which is the Terminator 30 Dog XL Magnum LDC. For airgun use only, ladies and gents. We now offer our full line of world famous LDCs, from the Short Dog, the Wiener Dog, to the 30 Dog XL Magnum in carbon fiber versions, available in black and all of our other popular colors to match your chassis. I've been hearing back from a lot of customers out there, members of the Terminator Army, that's been testing these 30 Dog LDCs, and I've been getting real good positive feedback. So we're just gonna thread that on. Boom. Got steel insert in there for the threads, so you can take it on and off as many times as you like. And yeah, now that's what's up right there. 30 Dog taking care of that muzzle report. Very lightweight, so now we have something that's got the weight bias more balanced towards the center, and yeah, we can handle this rifle a lot easier now, and should be more versatile and more useful. you know, it can be useful for all kinds of different scenarios, you know, from low power to high power, tight spaces to plenty of room to move around. You know, with the M-LOK bipods on there, you can set it down without getting a whole bunch of dust and dirt in the action and so forth, or scratching up your kit. So yeah, I really like this setup. It's easy to walk around in the woods with or out in the brush. This thing's still going to make a gang load of power. We're going to tune it to probably about between 70 and 75 foot-pounds to run 44 grains. I think the OEM tune, you get about 2 mags, or 2 and a couple more shots. But we went down in bottle size, much lighter bottle, but we went up in shot count. We added 3 mags to the shot count. I think this build's gonna slay many a Florida hogs over its lifetime. It's a real simple action that doesn't have like a million different O-rings that could fail. So if you take care of this rifle right here, it's a good budget hammer. It'll give you many years of reliable usefulness. With all PCPs, if you let them sit for a while, the point of impact has a tendency to change. One thing I've noticed about the G30 compact, built the way it is, the POI doesn't tend to shift as much on this particular setup as it does with a lot of my other PCPs. I rely on this build right here to not shift point of impact more than almost any of my other builds.
So yeah, here's a look at how it turned out. Got the 30 dog XL Magnum LDC, keeping the muzzle report nice and low. Got the 300cc carbon bottle, giving us 4 full mags on reg, plus 1 off reg. The G30 Terminator Gtac, Army green and black. Got the ergonomic pistol grip, adjustable shoulder rest for different size users. Running a 6-24 compact scope, Terminator side shot mount, fully adjustable M-LOK bipod, providing the stability to shoot from a bench or a hide. And then showed in this photo here, same rifle is fitted with a 360cc bottle, which would add another magazine of shot count.
So I have 3 44 grain pellets here, which it's tuned for 44 grains at 875 feet per second. So we're going to start off with the JSB 44.75s.
Alright, so this is going to be the first shots through this rifle. Brand new build. New barrel, freshly cut down. We'll have to lay some lead into that barrel rifling.
Alright, there's the JSB 44 grains. Next we're going to go with the FX 44.8 grain atomic head, similar to the Hades.
So you can notice in this video, when I'm printing my groups, I don't strap the rifle down to a big ass bicycle rack looking gun vise. And I don't use a rear sandbag, because if the rifle's not equipped to stand on its own and be sturdy enough to print a nice group without toting a bunch of sandbags and gun vices and all that stuff, then how's it supposed to do good out in the field in like a real hunting scenario?
All right. And then lastly, we're going to try these 30 cal 44.75 grain Hades.
So you can probably notice from this footage that the power tune this G30 combined with the 30 dog LDC is keeping the muzzle report a lot lower than an OEM Gauntlet 30, so it behaves a lot more similar and sounds more similar to a typical PCP that you would think of, which is going to allow the end user of this build to have a lot more versatility in size of quarry and location and sound requirements than just the way it was before, where you would only typically take out a G30 if you're trying to put down some big game with a powerhouse cannon, where like noise or over penetration wouldn't really be an issue.
Alright, there's 3 mags. Still got enough air left for another full mag, so we'll run another mag of the JSB 44 grain. Come down a couple clicks on the elevation for the side end. So yeah, it's getting more accurate as she's starting to season in a little bit. Oh, we're out. We might have one in the chamber. Nope, that was it.
Alright, so these groups are looking pretty damn good. Based on the results, I would say for maximum penetration requirements or long distance shooting, I would go with the JSB 44s. But as far as maximum terminal ballistics and permanent wound cavity, I'd probably just go with the JSB 80s. But they're still looking real good as far as accuracy.
So yeah, she's just getting to the regulated pressure now. That was 4 full mags, and OEM's like 2 mags, so we doubled the shot count by reducing the power tune. But with a short carbine, having 4 mags, still making decent power, that's a pretty good setup. It's definitely going to be a Florida hog Terminator all day long. G30, and yeah, it's accurate enough to make those shots right between the eyes, or those ear hole shots all day long. And you know, other than the OEM configuration, you know, that thing's a lot louder. You're gonna spook all the hogs after you take your first shot, or maybe you're taking a sight-in shot out there somewhere in the field, spook everything in the area. Either that, or you know, the thing you think about taking it out, but you pick it up and it's just like you're trying to wield it, and it's just unruly, and you can't really imagine yourself in the hide with it, so you just probably don't take it. You know, take something else. But this kit right here, take it into any type of situation, out in the field hiking, inside the hide, you know, just shoot it long distance if you want, bench rest, whatever, and yeah, it'll take care of you. It's real versatile.